Hey guys, Greg at Best Choice Trailers. Today I wanted to take you for a walk around the Maxed T8X. This is a triple axle gooseneck power tilt. Now the T8X would refer to the 8-inch channel mainframe. Comes in a variety of configurations from 2.7, 2.8, or 777K axles, as this one would be. Other than the triple axle, most everything shown on this trailer is all going to be standard equipment. To give you an idea, this triple axle 28 footer is going to weigh in at 5,400 pounds, because you've got a payload left on the trailer of 15.6. Now that 15.6 does also not count tongue weight, which goes to the gooseneck ball. You're going to be, I'll say conservatively, another 15%, 3,000 pounds of tongue weight to the truck. Like how they do the gooseneck on these. Basically, if you get near the ball, it helps slide down on, which is nice. Spring-loaded handle on this also, I just like a little bit better than some I've seen. Set bolts on the neck for your goose. Fully sealed jacketed wire harness. You've got dual prong connection plug-ins. You'll see a lot of them are just going to have one. This one's nice because if you get one slightly bent, you can hit the inside or the outside on that. Another little premium detail, they do a zip breakaway cable standard instead of the standard one. Nice add-on. Of course, your safety chains, you've got a spot to hook them to up front, or you can also mount them up on the crossbar. Speaking of crossbars, you got your front one, then your next one back, you've got a spare mount. And I really like the way they do it. It's a little detail, but it's a pretty well done detail. It's heavy duty. And then typically you're going to see 2 crossbars on the neck. This one's actually going to have 3, and these are structural channel, not formed on the back of the neck. Of course, your reflector tape. You've got your neck gusset going, or some would call it a doubler, going from your vertical to your horizontal. And if the finish looks sharp, it's because it's going to have a charcoal metallic. So it gives it a nice clean look. Dual jack standard equipment. Little details I like. You've got basically a separate hook for it, and it just seems to wind a little better. Some jacks come in, I'll say, a little easier to operate than others. This one here is pretty easy to work compared to some I've seen from some brands. Winch plate mounted up front. Again, a lot of little niceties already set up for your roller fair lead, already drilled for your wiring. And ready for your bolts. Pretty slick winch plate ready to go. Jacks are also bolt on instead of weld on. If you ever need to replace them, easy to do so. Toolboxes, of course, lockable. I do like little details like the latch a little bit better. Even troubleshooting if you ever have any issue with your hydraulics, which, speaking of, this is a KTI pump, interstate deep cycle battery. This does come with a wireless remote. It's actually got a plug inside, and then you've also got a wireless controller over there. So we'll come back to this in a bit, but one other detail I guess I should point out, this is power up, power down, but if you want to, you can also gravity down, which is a nice detail if you want to save a little bit of battery power. Which, speaking of battery power, there's a nice little notch that you can pull your plug out. There's an onboard charger, so you can plug this into house current to keep your battery charged. And it's a NOCO charger, which actually is my favorite brand of them. We see a few different ones. I believe the 5 would be, I believe this is actually a 5 amp hour. A lot of times you'll see a 1 or a 2 amp hour on that. Significance of a 5, typically a Group 24 deep cycle is going to be a 140 amp hour, give or take. If it's a 5 amp hour charger, if it's completely dead, you can charge basically overnight. So it'd be about a, whatever that be, 140 divided by 5 be 20 some hours basically a day. This is also equipped with a 102 deck. So instead of the traditional 7 wide, which basically would be inside a fender across, this is a 102. So the deck's brought out flush to the outside of the fender. Fender's made to be drive over. I do like this drive over better than some. It's a little bit shallower angle, and I also like the way it's boxed in, and then of course I like the clear lights are sharp. You've got a mid-marker light on this, and then you've got stake pockets, roughly I'll say 20 inches, give or take, on center. And then the rub rail on this is a 1/4 inch instead of a 3/16, so a little bit thicker on the rub rail. Main frame on this is the 8 inch, but then it's also got an underframe bridging, and then your bed frame on this is 6-inch tube. Again, on the 102 deck, you basically have a traditional 7 wide, and then it's going to be formed out to the outside. Little details I like, a lot of times you're missing tie down points in between fenders. This has 4 D-rings, basically the front and back, and they're 4-inch rings, not your traditional 3-inch. I didn't measure this one. Typically, a lot of brands in the industry don't count some of their knife edge, and some don't even count any of the knife edge. So typically, lengths will be off on gooseneck tilts. I believe on this one, I think it's counted to here. So I believe that's where your 28 foot of this 28 footer goes. I do like how they do this particular tail compared to some. It's actually full structure out to here. So you're just bridging the last, say, 5-6 inches on this, where some of them taper, you know, 1.5 feet, 2 foot back. So like how they do the tail end of this. Of course, your stop turn tail light. This is torsion suspension. A lot of times you'll see spring. You can tell this is torsion because there's no equalizers in between. This is also a 12-inch on center, and it's a structural channel, not a formed on the floor. So a couple little premium upgrades on this. So you're gonna see in a second, this is a dual piston lift. It's not a single. We're down at the back. Another little detail I want to point out, and this isn't on every brand for sure, but it is on some. This is a manual relief valve. So the more I open it, the quicker it's going to come down. That if you ever see a little brass cap on a trailer, that is a manual. So all it's doing is basically bypassing. So in a dead battery situation, you can let the bed down without losing all your fluid. Let me put it back up the rest of the way. All right. So this is a dual piston, as I was saying. Another little detail, wiring ran back in conduit. And again, it's all structural channel cross members, not formed steel. And again, you're seeing torsion axles, of course, supports. Even down to, I like the way it's headered up and all gusseted out. Of course, all your hydraulics are controlled. Give you a little bit of a idea of the angle. And the knife edge. I believe about the shortest you can do a triple is going to be either 24 or 26. Typically triples for stock inventory will bring in 26. It'd be about the shortest we'd do. Typically we'll do 2 8K axles in a 24. So I was showing you earlier, you've got the channel main, and then you've got the 2x6 side frame. Again, this is available different lengths, and these don't have to be a triple. You can get tandem 7s, tandem 8s, or you can get triple 7s like this one. It's available in different colors as well. You can get this in a gravity tilt as well. If you want a split deck gravity tilt, that'd be your G8X. If you have any questions on this, feel free to give us a ring, 717-220-4220, or you can visit us at bestchoicetrailers.com. Thanks for looking.